Nation of Fit in 10, it is day 62, and I am filming this on the evening of day 62, so really we've got 8 days to go, 8 days left, and while you cannot, still make mega massive change, of course you can still make some good change. Still, 10% left in this challenge, right? 7-8 days, a little over 10%. And it's a reminder that every day counts, and you just got to keep forging ahead, right? Taking advantage of every single day, doing our best to stay on top of things, right? We really want to get away from days forward and then days behind and days forward and days behind, right? Of course, you've heard me say this many times. It's not about being perfect, but ultimately it's about getting ahead overall, right? Getting ahead overall, and hopefully over the long term, well beyond the challenge, you're going to keep going, at least with the general principles of this: weight training, monitoring your food, okay, having a good sense of what you're eating and the amounts that you're eating on a regular basis, if it's important to you, of course, and then doing some level of other exercise that just involves energy burning, whether that's high intensity or not. Weight training is sort of something unto its own, right? Weight training is an exercise where there's a component to building. I mean, of course, this involves eating and resting, of course. We don't get this component with other forms of exercise, right? Typically speaking. All right, more questions here. All right, so this person asks, what does progress what does progress look like for body type, mesomorph, endo, ecto? Challenge specific to body type, hurdles to overcome. All right, so there is, I can't remember the name of the individual who put this out here, and you may or may not know of this, but there is somebody who put something out. And I mean, I remember learning this in kin like years ago. And it's really something that somebody just made up. Okay, it's not really like this is a proven thing, but there's like this person that came up with 3 body types: a mesomorphic, an endomorphic, and an ectomorphic body type. Mesomorph was like small waist, wide shoulders, highly muscled, low body fat. Endo was more pear-shaped, tend to have more fat in the abdomen, larger joints, this type of thing. Not so wide through the shoulders. Ectomorph was a skinnier type, harder to put on muscle, low body fat levels, smaller joints, that type of thing. There were all these attributes that were given, and you were not necessarily one of those, but you were put on a scale. We even did this. I remember doing this. This, I guess, exercise you could call it, not physical exercise, but this assignment basically, where we had to figure out where we lied in terms of the endo, meso, ecto chart, and we would assign ourselves a number based on that. So it was a mix of each of these types of classifications. Anyways, I'm not really sure what it means. Like, okay, so I'm this and I'm that, and what does it mean? And can you attribute certain things to this? Like, can you attribute, you're very high on the endo classification, therefore we need to do X, Y, and Z? No, I don't really believe this to be the case. I think this is just, it's kind of neat, but I don't think it really has any applicable application when it comes to diet or anything like that. Ultimately, what we want to look at are things like, when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to, calorie assignment, this type of thing. Ultimately, we want to look at the way foods react on a general physiological level with people. These are the things. Are there nuances with people? Are there little things? Yes, there are. Are there people who are outliers? Yes, there are. But in general, we want to look at, gender, age, level of muscle mass, or level of lean body mass, I should say, And also we want to look at, a person's general non-exercise activity that they do, and this can vary tremendously with person to person. This is a very hard thing to quantify, because you really have to. We really need some sort of. I'm sure there's some technology out there right now that can measure the amount of energy that's being burned just from doing whatever you're doing, right? Anyways, I'm kind of digressing a little bit, sort of. The point here is these three body types to me are just, and this is my opinion, of course, I think it's just nonsense. I don't see any value. I don't see any application to it. I don't see any data. I see no point to this, really, to be honest with you. So when it comes to challenges to being a specific body type, to me, there are no challenges. Again, we want to look at, are you getting enough NEAT? Look at your food, look at your calorie assignment, get you on a program where you're starting to try and increase your lean body mass, this type of thing. Okay. So hopefully that answers the question. Okay. Another question here. All right, is there anything you'd like me to cover this week's video series? What are we doing here? 6.5 minutes. Are smart sweets okay to eat on this challenge? They are gluten-free, no sugar, alcohols, and plant-based. Okay, give me the breakdown here. 3 grams sugar per packet, 130 calories, 40 grams of carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein. Okay, this is probably, and I would have to look this up, this is probably mainly something that I talked about a couple days ago. An insoluble fiber, more than likely. If it's got 130 calories, if it's got 40 grams of carbs, only 3 grams of sugar, the only other type of carbohydrate this could be would be starch, which obviously not something you'd want to have. I'm assuming this is probably insoluble type fiber. And yeah, that would be okay. Obviously, you don't want to eat too much of this because, you will get some level of probably, gas or, an upset stomach or upset intestinal tract. 40 grams seems quite high. So this was per packet. So I'm not sure what that means. How many pieces is this? I'd like to know. Maybe you can send me a little more feedback on this, but this is probably insoluble fiber, and so therefore this would probably be okay to have, but let me look into it more. Okay, name something specific you need help with. Making sure I eat before I come to the gym so I have energy. I'm finding that part more challenging, as I'm not a breakfast person and I do not get hungry until late morning. That's okay, but yes, I would definitely eat something before you come to the gym, and I would eat something that you, again, can digest very easily. I think I've talked about this before. A great thing would be a protein shake with something that's, no fat in the protein shake, or very little fat. And, so a little bit of quick carbs, something like some protein powder and banana, just in shake format, something like that. Something that's going to digest. If you have a shake, right, the mechanical digestion is taken away essentially, right? You just drink it, your body can basically absorb it, right? So it's going to be much quicker to absorb, much quicker to digest, and this is going to be better. So you can get that energy into your system and utilize it for the training, right? Yeah, weight training on empty stomachs, I don't recommend it to any of you, okay? Get something in. It doesn't have to be a huge meal, just a small meal. Let's just say you made a shake with a scoop of protein powder and 1 banana with a little bit of almond milk. Drink a third of that, or half if you can, and then, train. Okay? All right, let's get the message of the day. On this day 62, it's never too late to become what you might have been. It's never too late to become what you might have been. I don't care how old you are. It's never too late. It's never too late. I'll say it again. It's never too late. It's never too late to become what you might have been. And I think I'll just leave it at that. The quote speaks for itself. positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. 1 week to go. Well, 1 week and a little bit. See you guys.